Have you ever noticed how some people seem to set things down so easily? Like emotional weight just slips from their hands, while you're still carrying memories, conversations, and worries from years ago. It's not because they care less. It's not because they're stronger or colder or more detached. It's because they understand something about the mind that most of us were never taught. And once you see it, holding on becomes almost impossible. Right now, you're probably telling yourself that letting go would mean losing something important, or becoming careless, or pretending the past didn't matter. But that's not what letting go actually is. Letting go isn't about erasing your experiences. It's about stopping the quiet, constant struggle that keeps replaying them long after they're over. And the reason that struggle feels so necessary has nothing to do with weakness. It has everything to do with how your brain learned to protect you. In the next few minutes, I want to show you something subtle but powerful. Not a trick, not positive thinking, not forcing yourself to move on. I want to show you why your mind keeps gripping what hurts, why it feels unsafe to release it, and how seeing this clearly changes your relationship with regret, anxiety, and the past itself. Because the moment you understand what you're actually holding on to, letting go stops being a battle and starts becoming natural. Think about it this way. When you're worried about a relationship ending, you're not holding on to the relationship itself. You're holding on to the belief that you won't be able to handle it ending. When you're anxious about a mistake you made, you're not holding on to the mistake. You're holding on to the belief that it defines you permanently. This happens because our minds confuse preparation with protection. We think that if we keep replaying the scenario, analyzing what went wrong, or imagining what could go wrong, we're somehow preventing future pain. But what we're actually doing is experiencing the pain right now, over and over again, without the situation even being present. The mechanism behind this is simple but profound. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between remembering something painful and experiencing it in real time. Every time you replay that argument, your body responds as if it's happening again. Every time you imagine a future conversation going wrong, your body experiences the stress as if it's already real. Which means most of what you're holding on to isn't even real. It's a simulation, a version of reality your mind is running on repeat. And here's where it gets interesting. The moment you recognize this, you realize that letting go isn't about losing something. It's about stopping the simulation. If you're still here, you already understand something most people spend their entire lives resisting, that what we're carrying around isn't the actual weight of our experiences, but something we're actively doing in the present moment. And the fact that you're willing to look at this honestly tells me you're ready for what comes next, because this is where the real shift happens. There are 3 types of holding that keep us trapped, and most people never recognize which one they're doing. The first is obvious holding. This is when you know you're stuck on something. The breakup you keep thinking about, the job you lost, the friendship that ended badly. You're aware you're not over it, and you're probably frustrated with yourself for not being over it. You replay the moments. You imagine what you could have said differently. You construct alternate versions of how things might have gone. This type of holding is painful because you're fully conscious of it, yet it still feels impossible to stop. The second type is invisible holding. This one is harder to spot. These are the assumptions you carry about who you are, based on past experiences. The conclusion you drew about yourself when you failed in 3rd grade, the identity you formed after someone rejected you, the decision you made about what you're capable of after one disappointing result. You're not actively thinking about these moments anymore, but they're running in the background, shaping every decision you make. You avoid opportunities without knowing why. You dismiss possibilities before you even consider them. You carry limits that were never actually true, but they've become so familiar, they feel like facts about who you are. The third type is future holding. This is where you grip tightly to specific outcomes, convinced that things need to unfold a certain way for you to be okay. You're holding your peace hostage to circumstances that haven't happened yet, and might never happen. Your happiness depends on someone texting back, getting that job, or life finally going according to plan. When you see all three types clearly, one thing becomes obvious. Holding on creates the illusion of control, but it actually does the opposite. The tighter you grip, the less present you become. Take a moment right now and think about something you know you need to let go of. Don't analyze it, don't judge it, just notice where you feel it in your body. Maybe it's in your chest, your throat, or your stomach. Notice any tension that's there. Now, notice this. The actual event is not happening right now. Whatever you're holding on to exists only in your mind in this moment. The tension you're feeling is being created by your thoughts, not by reality. Here's what most people misunderstand about letting go. It's not a decision you make once, it's a recognition that happens over and over again until it becomes your default way of being. Every time you catch yourself replaying something that already happened, you have a choice. Not to force yourself to stop thinking about it, but to recognize that you're choosing to keep it alive. The memory has no power on its own. You're giving it power by treating it as if it's still happening. The moment from 5 years ago does not exist outside of your mind, bringing it into now. The embarrassing thing you said last week isn't replaying itself. You are replaying it. And every time you do, you're not remembering the pain. You're creating it, fresh, in this moment. This is why positive thinking doesn't work. You can't think your way out of holding on, because the holding itself is a form of thinking. You can't add more thoughts on top of thoughts and expect to feel lighter. That's like trying to clean your house by rearranging the mess. What actually works is recognition. Seeing clearly that right now, in this moment, the thing you're worried about is not happening. The person who hurt you isn't in the room. The mistake isn't occurring. The future you're anxious about hasn't arrived. And in this moment, without the story, you're actually okay. Not okay in a fake positive way, okay in a factual way. You're breathing, your heart is beating, you're here. When you see this clearly, letting go isn't something you do, it's what naturally happens when you stop doing the thing that creates the grip in the first place. Here's the practice that changes everything. I call it the reality check. The next time you notice yourself caught in repetitive thinking, stop and ask one simple question. Is this happening right now? Not could this happen, not did this happen, just is it happening in this present moment? If the answer is no, then what you're experiencing is a thought, not reality. And thoughts, no matter how convincing, are optional. You don't have to fight them, you don't have to believe them, you can acknowledge them and let them pass. Over time, you'll notice something shift. Situations that used to consume your thoughts for hours start passing through you more quickly. Not because you're suppressing them, but because you're seeing them for what they are. Temporary mental events, not permanent reality. Change doesn't happen through force, it happens through awareness. Every time you return to what's actually real, you're building a new pattern. One where peace isn't something you have to earn, it's what remains when you stop creating unnecessary suffering. If something in this resonated with you, that's not an accident. It means you're ready to experience life differently, not just think about it differently. And that readiness is where letting go truly begins.